Hello, myself Sunil R Nair, and here basically we are discussing about the topic that is currencies basically. In this basically we are discussing about some topic that is earthquakes, which is 100% going to happen. In this basically we are discussing that few about the currencies basically, so that basically in future any big earthquake will happen. Big earthquake basically happens. Just now basically we will see basically what is the scene of the earthquake basically. Just a minute. There is one website basically which says that basically this is the earthquake, and see basically Philippines basically got some earthquakes basically. See this, Switzerland got some earthquake, Italy got some earthquake, Mexico got some earthquake, Spain got some earthquake. See basically Peru got some earthquake, Mexico got earthquake, Philippines just see basically big level earthquake basically has came. See 7.5 earthquakes. So these all are basically the earthquake basically, which almost comes basically. There might be reason basically which we have already discussed actually why the earthquake basically comes. What is the reason behind that basically? In this basically the global warming basically plays very dangerous role basically. Most of basically earthquake comes on the base of global warming only. And in this basically the education plays the main role basically, that is 20% education. And 20% basically is the software industry education. Software IT industry basically, that basically contains 20% global warming error. Few 5% basically are coming from the education sector. 5% basically data are coming from the education sector basically. Why? Reason behind that is the data basically which has taken from the education only basically. That's why basically. So one person told that basically the earthquake which comes basically, why don't it affects the IT industry basically? Because it's coming from the IT, then basically why it is not affecting basically? Then he told that basically, and why it is not affecting to the education sector basically? And one of the person told that basically, Kashmir basically people basically see basically how they in 50% school basically is finished. So reason they might be knowing that basically the 20% global warming is coming from the education sector only basically. So they might, if they know, that means they might be doing the some correction also basically. They might be doing some correction basically without doing if they are taken some action basically of 50% education schools basically and colleges basically are finished from Kashmir, that means they might be doing some action. It's not like that basically directly they are finishing it. They might be doing some basically. They basically might be doing something basically. So like this, one of the person told that can we solve the global warming basically from the education side basically? Like for example, he told that basically educational data basically we have, right? We have mathematics data, we have English data, we have science data, we have history data, we have each and every data, right? So from that basically can we create the human souls basically? Then he told that basically human souls basically contains the each and every data basically which exists in the world basically. For example, in this world basically sea water exists, right? So sea water data exists in the human souls. Then he told that basically fruits exist, petrol exist, oil exist, wheats exist, then each and every construction material exists, computer exists, television and media exist, then temple, each and every temples in this world basically exist, then mosque exist, church exist, then each and every basically thing basically which are existing in the world basically, that is existing in the human souls basically. And this whole basically creation basically is happening in where basically Brahma Kumari like Sanstha basically is there. They basically are in across the world, and then ISKCON temples basically groups are basically there. Then nowadays basically the Ayodhya Ram Janmabhoomi basically, that is also created by set of groups basically. So this everything is basically creating basically. So it's not like that basically nobody is doing basically the hard work basically to save the world basically. To save the world basically nobody is doing hard work basically. It's not like that basically. Everybody is doing the hard work to save the world basically. everybody is doing the hard work to save the world basically. So like this basically he told that basically the potato vegetable and tomato vegetable has created 3 lakh planet, right? Then he told that yes basically it has created. So that basically has created, and on the base of that 5 crore planet created, sorry, 5 crore planet basically got the idea, and then basically idea created few peoples, they basically generated few energies, from that basically they created few planets. That planet is basically will be the next step of the some planets basically. Like this basically each and every roadmap basically are creating. The potato and the vegetable energy, sorry, the potato and tomato energy basically is creating the roadmap basically, you can say, of the universe. Then it told that exactly basically they are creating the roadmap only basically. So Earth planet basically 900 crore people basically are creating what? They are creating the roadmap basically. So in basically one of the person basically told that the political people basically who are sitting at the parliament house, they are actually doing what basically? Then they told that basically they are creating the physical structures basically. They know basically each and every stories, they know basically each and every energy basically which is going to generate from the stories, each and everything basically they know basically. Then they told that basically okay. They know basically the education story also basically. The global warming story basically they might be knowing, but they might be trying to solve out basically. The global warming error basically, which is 20% error is basically from education side, and 20% error is basically from software industry side basically. And that data basically is generating the human needs also basically. So you can just imagine basically global warming error basically is there inside the body basically. From there also, from there only basically they are generating the human needs basically, and that is generating more basically global warming. That is basically generating more global warming. So first basically education sector basically you have to clear basically. Education sector basically you have to clear basically. That's basically the education industry basically is there. They are basically very old industry basically. The groups who know the sun planet and moon planet basically, that type of thing does not exist basically in the universe basically. That are just eye effect basically. The sun basically you can see, yeah basically, yeah I can see that round. That is not actually the planet basically. That is just a one virtual diagram basically. That is the power basically of energy basically which is created in the universe basically, and same way the moon is also created. So in this world basically there is no like sun and moon exist basically. So those group basically who knows this, they only basically can solve the educational error and can solve the entire global warming error basically. They are, that group only basically can solve basically. No other group basically can able to solve. So that basically is nuclear power company basically. But they basically gets the data from set of group basically. That these all basically are the data that you have to create in the nuclear power company. So they also basically gets the data only basically. They also gets the data only basically. It's like that. So you can just imagine basically. They also gets the data basically. So everything is basically data you can. That's why basically nowadays basically it's a data science world basically. In data science world basically the educational data is there. Each and every data basically. For example, this potato and tomato energy basically we have taken from that 3 lakh planet basically is created or not basically. That is one data basically. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about the data science of the software industry, which is going to connect to 3 lakh planet basically which is created, and on the base of that planet basically the ideas are created in the 5 crore planets, and that 5 crore planet basically create in that planet basically lots of human basically is created, and that human basically touched with that potato and tomato energy basically which is created by Earth planet, and they are basically generating some ideas, and then basically the roadmap of planets are basically getting created. So like this the Earth is creating this all this. We are going to discuss later this all in next video basically.